One of the favorite hobbies of atheists is American bashing, and there's some reason for that. I mean, there's a lot of Christ punchers in America. But when it gets down to it, I mean, the Christians in America are not really that religious. I mean, even church attendance is very, very low in America, 20%. Christians in America prefer their porn to their Bible. I mean, Christians go out on weekends, get drunk, chase tail. They're just like me. They don't want to admit it, but you are just like me. And that's a good thing. You don't have to be ashamed of jerking off more often than you pray. Muslims are a different story. They actually prefer prayer to masturbation. You know, and I'd be fine with that if you left us the fuck alone. If you weren't trying to say everybody should pray rather than jerk off. If you weren't calling our mothers and daughters and sisters whores, if you weren't calling us infidels, maybe we wouldn't be so pissed off at you. Yeah, there's also that small matter about blowing stuff up. However, even with all of that, you know, we could deal with it if people didn't roll over like a bunch of crying little bitches in the name of tolerance and diversity. I'm talking to you, Europe. This obviously doesn't mean all Europeans. Most of the Europeans I talk to are sick of this bullshit. They do not want to give up their way of life for a few fanatic assholes. So this is where America comes in. I mean, here in America, we would not put up with this bullshit. Anybody even suggested like a modesty platform. America would go, hell no. We like our women to be half naked. No Islamic, clerical, fake, bullshit moral authority is going to come and tell us otherwise. If he tried to, we would kick his ass. You know, put down the American bashing for a moment and consider how Europe is just allowing Muslims to run wild to get special privileges there. And why? Because they value tolerance and diversity. And that's fine. I say we should tolerate everybody of every race, every sexual orientation, you know, all the stuff that Muslims don't tolerate. But we are under no obligation to tolerate every single belief. And you can see this difference just in European constitutions and the American Constitution. The German people therefore acknowledge inviolable and inalienable human rights as the basis of every community, peace and justice in the world. Well, that would be great if Muslims followed that. You know, people seem to interpret this as a need to just be diverse at all costs. I mean, if you acknowledge it as the basis of the world, maybe you should fight Muslims because they don't acknowledge it as a basis of the world. France's constitution, in Article 1, part of it says that France shall respect all beliefs. I guess, as long with Islam, this includes Nazism. Hey, it's just a belief, right? Great Britain doesn't have a constitution, but it's not really too hard to figure out where they're going when people can be arrested just for revving their engine too loudly next to Muslims. Muslims are scampering all over the UK to gain extra rights and privileges. This would not be put up with in the United States. The first sentence of the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. As long as Congress is not obligated to respect any religion, I sure am hell am not going to respect any religion. And the religion I respect the least is yours. You sexist, oppressive pieces of shit. Let's hope Europe grows some balls. But even if they don't, know that my country will never grant you shit.